Hey there, beautiful Ascension pioneers. Today I'm recording on a beautiful tree which I just climbed. I was going for a short hike just on my own, and I kind of wanted to just be by myself because there was a lot of things going on, and I was creating it for myself, of course. And some resistance, to just unplug. And although I've been continuously saying I need a break, I didn't really take one. That's kind of how we do things sometimes. So I went to this beautiful hike here around my village on this beautiful hill. It's a very steep path, and then I saw this tree that I already posted a photo of when I moved here, and it just drew me, like, come here. And I'm like, oh, I need to climb this tree. It's very easy to climb it. It's nothing special, but I just feel so good on this tree, and I wanted to meditate, but something pushed me in a way that I want to record a video first, because then I really want to get it out of the frame and then just enjoy myself. So what I want to talk about today is what's happening with the energy. We have an intense energy shift this week, which is kind of like making us aware that we're manifesting things differently, where it's experienced in a whole new way of being. So I did this short writing today on Facebook. I posted, and tomorrow I'll post like an article on my webpage for those of you who don't follow on Facebook. And it was a short article that just was sourced through me about how we're experiencing actually this higher beingness right now, that a lot of us have shifted into this whole new way, and we're noticing these things and sensations because our lives are changing. And therefore, when they're changing, other people are also being drawn to us in seeking of that greater service through guidance. Because now, when you reach a certain level that you really live this way, when you're really experiencing it in such a way, then people are naturally drawn to you because you have that energy. You ripple it out. So there's a few things. Sorry. There's a few things I'm noticing is in my own life that I can only share through my own example, and then you, if you're guided, share as well what you're experiencing. But it's something like things are flowing more easily. We manifest things also in the physical, of course, because we're all physical beings still, and things are manifesting in a way that's very different. It's very heartfelt. It's more effortless. It's faster now, but of course it needs to be that which is for our highest good. And that is flowing through us so much more easily, and the right people come, and how people communicate to us and how we communicate with them is changing so much. It's very refined, and like I said, this higher dimension living feels like an effortless flow. There's still some things that might hold us back because we're used to doing things in the old way. So the mental body is still, it's kind of like a tough cookie to break. When your heart is expanding and you have that beautiful wisdom that you totally reside in your beingness, and it's coming through a higher awareness, the mental body, of course, still needs some dissolving into that. So it's not like you're pushing it aside, but it's like your soul is merging with it. So okay, it's kind of like a tough cookie to break, to really penetrate through it and to really become more embodied, because the mental body is used not just in our own life, but look at your ancestry line, how it's flowing, and the whole global collective. So the mental body was very damaged for us in the past, and now we're just learning to dissolve that and coming into our soul, so that our lives will be fully soul-based. So this is what's happening now. I noticed this in my own life, because sometimes when I experience things, I just want to share them so much. And I have been saying myself, of course, that what we share, it's intimate, it's between us and our source self, and it's a whole different thing. When people say I'm connecting to source, or when you're experiencing yourself as source, this is different, because when you are experiencing yourself as source, you don't see anything else as separate. So sometimes people will say I'm connecting in source with meditation, but I'm having difficulties with these people or these situations, that I can accept that. So that's not experiencing yourself as source, because when you do, you're just totally immersed and enmeshed into who you really are, and it's all in unity consciousness. Although you're not in resonance with everything, you are in flow with everything. You're co-creating and coexisting with that. There's a beautiful movie I've just seen. This friend sent it to me, and it is called I Am Universe. I think it's from Omni University. I posted it on my Facebook profile. It's very beautiful because it's just showing these fractals, and it's through light. There's actually no words in the movie. It's just how everything is, how everything is coming and dissolving and coming into beingness and in creation. So it talks about something that I like to talk about, which is creation and eternal becoming, eternal unfolding, and how a form is manifested, and how the multidimensional grid of light holds everything together, all creation, all existence. And it's very beautiful. It just draws you in, it just sucks you in, because it's so illustrative in a way that it speaks through light and through higher knowing. It's kind of like decoded, and you can encode yourself with that as well. There's many tools to do that, and they all come in our way when we're ready for them in divine timing. But also, let me get back to what higher dimensional living feels like. Like I said, sometimes the mental body still has some issues, like in my example, I noticed this when I'm trying to do so much. So this is the outer balanced masculine energy that always has this drive, this push. This is the old. This is what we've been programmed for. It's not really coming from our soul. Like I said, when we have amazing moments of clarity, of bliss, of just wanting to merge with nature, it's not really a want, it just happens naturally. It's just how it is, You say, I want to merge with nature, you are merged with nature. These are the concepts we're changing because, we're shifting from beliefs to higher truth. This is what's happening now. So in this higher truth, you already feel yourself as one with all life. You don't have to do something to achieve it. You don't have to struggle for something. It just, if it is on the path for your highest good, it will be easily aligned. And now it's happening faster because we're in the higher dimensional realms now, those of us who have crossed the threshold. And there are some souls who still haven't done that, and there's other souls who won't do that in this lifetime. And it's not an issue of separation here or duality, because when you really understand creation and how life is eternally unfolding and becoming, you know that you also can force a flower to bloom overnight. Creation unfolds in this divine perfection that only on a higher level of beingness you can understand that, and you have a full appreciation of everybody's journey where it is. And you know that, you don't go from baby soul who wants to explore everything and learn and grow to, oh, I'm going to be an ascending soul now. It's just what's happening now on this earth. There's so much variety living here. And then everybody in the oneness field, in the oneness spiritual circles, wants everybody to be at oneness. We are, but they want everybody to be aware of it. Not everybody's at that stage of their journey yet. So that's not really coming from a compassionate. People think that is compassion, but it's not. Compassion is higher understanding. And higher understanding comes from the wisdom that is gained through experience. So souls who understand that, who have walked that journey before, are showing the way for those souls who are also ready, who are just on the threshold, just on the verge, and saying, yes, I'm ready because I'm at that level of my journey now, of realizing and remembering myself as source. In that movie I just referred you to, what it says there is how source creates, and then it says, I will remember you, I will remember you. So it's like source remembering itself when it is time, when it's ready, when that fraction of it evolves to that amount, to that degree, of expansion and expression. So what's happening now, that those of us who are really in that state, we're not really so much like guiding others through, like I said, in the old way, was sharing so much, doing so much, constantly having this need to do effort, to serve others. But now it's shifting more to just effortless beingness and having a greater impact, because what I'm noticing is I have a greater impact when I'm just really enjoying myself and feeling all life, because it's coming through reverberation. It's not coming from mental energy. I'm not doing mental focusing on the work. I'm really just being, and that ripples out. And then I get the most feedback and responses in this way. Like I did with the crystal, I did a simple light activation, and there was so much feedback. What happened yesterday is when I got home, the friend, who brought me the crystal, and he's from Canada, and he was returning home yesterday, well, today actually, he just called me yesterday, and he said some things about it. And at the same time, I was looking at my inbox, and I saw the email from the owner of that mine in Canada, and I said to my friend, oh my God, this owner just wrote to me. How's that possible? Did you contact him? And he said, no, I wanted to 3 times, but I didn't. So somehow it still came to me, and somehow it's all in circles. So see, it's like this rapid quickening that's happening for the things that are meant to happen. So it's like we're linking with these higher energy forces that are working behind the scenes. Well, actually, it's not behind the scenes. It's what it is in truth, that we just see it through physical expression and manifestation. But what's happening is that so much of this is quickening now, and what needs to happen happens faster now. And this is how you will notice in your own life, when things are changing in a way that feels like grand, and you feel like, I didn't live this way before, maybe even a few months before. You notice this huge change. You know that you have made the journey, stepping through the threshold, and then you're holding the light on the verge of that threshold. This is what we're doing as pillars of light. So there's others coming away, and you pass your hand and you help them to reach that next step, you know, kind of like in a climbing expedition. You know, the guides are helping others who are maybe not as experienced with the climb, but when they do, they're already good at it. So you see, it's like kind of like just that gentle push and trigger. So what's happening now is that we're finally living what we've been sensing for so long, and we're now finally starting to see everything come as rippled through the external reverberation. Because what physical reality expression really is you live from within and you reverberate out, and you get that response to direct feedback in the mirrors that are everywhere. So this is like his holographic reality. And once you become aware, when you become an aware soul, a self-aware soul, you see that everything in your external reality is what you create. Not like you created this earth, you know, but you create how you sense it. Because it's your awareness that creates, and awareness will sense itself right back. You know, kind of like in the movie, the source says, I will remember you. So the more that you remember, the more you experience yourself as source, not just saying I'm connecting to it, but you experience yourself as it, as an intrinsic, intimate part of it, with a special, specific purpose and experience. So what is happening here is that it is so funny, because a lot of us have now just stepped through that threshold, and it's obvious, it's felt, it's experienced. You know, I can't talk about anything unless I experience it, and I talk about everything. and others will also feel it in you, and those who are ready will say, well, gosh, this draws me for some reason. You know, I feel like I want to move further on my path. But you've got to also respect those who are not making that choice, because you don't know them on a soul level and what their journey is. You think you're being compassionate by saying everybody will awaken, everybody will do this. You don't allow their free will and their own unfoldment of the becoming that is infinite and eternal. You don't allow it. You think you're being compassionate, but you're actually not understanding the whole process of creation. So once you become a self-aware soul, you understand that, and you understand how the threshold consciousness embodiment, what it really represents, and what it means to hold this space for those who also want to come to that space. And that's it. That's all you can really do if you feel guided to do that. So the thing is that we're really shifting from that need to do things, the need to serve, the need to help. It's just whoever's still doing that, it's old. You know, I had a beautiful friend write to me yesterday, and she said, I just need to express in this moment that everything, there's so much fake out there, there's so much fake, I'm just so sad, and I'm feeling, you know, this is one step of the journey. Yes, there are things, there's manipulation still, but we cannot ascend to a new higher level before we make fully peace with that, and get it as a whole unit in itself as well, that's playing a specific part. It's still source. Whatever it is, it's still source. It's just, there's no separation, there's no division. And until you fully accept it, you can't move to the next level, you can't move to the next stage. This is where a true ascension starts unfolding. That beautiful self-awareness path of complete surrender, of complete understanding of just beingness, which is pure awareness. So of course there's still things, and if they still trigger you, it means you still haven't made that full peace with all life, how it's unfolding. So when you are standing on the threshold, and how you recognize when you crossed it, when you're on the other side, you will see it literally feels like coming through that tunnel doorway and entered a new landscape, and it's all more brighter in colors. You notice a lot more beauty. Like I said, things are happening faster for your greater good. It's just, sometimes it will feel very hyper, and that's why I exposed in my writing is, if it's too hyper because it's happening so fast, you got to take the break. And this is my example, what I'm going to be talking about now, is you got to know also when the body needs time to integrate all of this, because there was so much light and so much is being integrated on the level of our body, because we're being rewired again, and we continuously being rewritten. And now with this huge massive portal of light, which I mentioned was the Equinox gateway, we just are kind of pushed to do that. And whoever's not going to do that is going to have problems, because there's just going to be too much. And I notice this when people are just, they just have too much, and they don't know how to handle it because they just don't know how to let go. So before I say something about me, I want to show you these cards that are really cute. Crystal Visions Tarot. It's from Jennifer Galasso, and I actually bought it because it's very elvish-like. You know, the drawings are pretty, very nice, and they resonated with me somehow. They pulled me, and this is exactly what the reading that I did on the tree. Thank you, tree, for helping me. And yes, this is a reading that exactly confirms that, and it's I'll show you the cards. But before I want to say that, for me, how this felt was I kept saying to myself, I'm overworking myself, and I didn't finish with my Ascension messages because I was doing other things, and I had a session, it was very long, and there were so many things that I just, you know, resistance brings persistence. So today I said, I don't care if they're not yet finished, I'm going to finish them. I'm just going to go out, and I'm going to enjoy, I'm going to be fully surrendered. So this is what the reading showed me. The reading shows me that there's like two roads to take. You know, there's infinite possibilities. But right now, a lot of us, what that means is that a lot of us are in this threshold where we can either do things the old way, but they're not going to bring us pleasure, or because we already stepped through the threshold and we also got to, you know, show the way for those who are making it still. Or we can choose the new way. And the new way cannot come if we don't fully surrender. A lot of people don't know what that means. They mean that means they need to let everything in their life go completely. What am I going to do then? They don't understand that surrender doesn't mean that. Surrender means that you just stop pushing against the stream. Whatever it is, acceptance, acceptance. Willingness to expand even further. Because on each level that we expand, it's not over. It's just one checkpoint and then you move further. That's how it really goes, because creation is expanding very fast, and this is happening on this earth right now, and it's a very fast quickening process, which, like I said, some souls cannot handle because they're not prepared yet. They haven't done the preparation work because their level of awareness is not there. They still want to experience other things, which is beautiful. How can you take away the experience? It's like taking the childhood away from a child and say, you're going to be adult now. You can do that. Is that really compassionate? When you look deeper, you will see it's not, because a lot of people say, oh, this is duality, because spiritual people say, spiritual people, what does that even, this is the comment that I received lately, is that spiritual circles are saying that, you know, why is there going to be this separation? It's not a separation, it's a choice. It's just souls aligning with the path that they're ready to take upon at this time, at this stage of the journey. That's it. That's all that's happening. There's nothing else. There's no separation. How can we ever be separate? We're not. We're in unity. The grid, the multidimensional grid of light that holds all of light and creation together. Watch the movie. So, the reading is like this. There's Two of Swords. I'll show you them later slowly. The Hangman and the Seven of Wands. And I'll tell you what this is. By the way, this is probably my last video this week, or until further notice, because I really keep getting the messages. Simplify your life. Go on a retreat. Holiday. You know, I keep saying ever since I moved here, I'm going to take a holiday. Well, I took one day of hiking maybe, but that's not really a retreat. And then I was posting in the evening already, so that's not really a real conscious unplugging where you're just integrating all, and then the new guidance can come. Because like I was saying, only in the silence and solitude the new really anchors and the new seeds of awareness have the space to flourish and grow. So the Two of Swords, you can see, it's like this lady who has two swords opposing the other directions, and there's ravens flying around her in different directions as well, so it literally represents, you know, this way or that way, kind of like this mental confusion or indecisiveness, or, you know, the lack of clarity, because she also has like a veil across her eyes. So something is definitely showing us that we gotta be in that space of stillness to really feel intuitively through the gut senses, through that. It's very primal, it's very instinctive. It's like feeling what part awaits next, you know, what journey awaits. Because I had ravens on Tuesday when I went hiking there. They were flying around that area specifically right when I started to meditate. They weren't there before, so obviously it was a message from Spirit about ravens, you know, and allowing the new life, the new magic to unfold. So how do we allow this? The Hangman. This is not a scary card at all. It just means that a full surrender, a full turn, you know, it's like a complete switch needs to happen for us to get there. And the last message was the Seven of Wands. This one I mentioned in my previous video. This man who's sitting on a dragon has multiple swords aiming at him. And he just won, and he's like, oh, I'm just one in so many of these swords, you know, kind of like I say sometimes when people sending me all the messages and requests for readings and all of that, and it feels intense because there's just one me, one Corona, although I'm multidimensional, but I have one body. I have 5 fingers in this hand, 5 fingers in that hand, 2 typing hands only, and a day only has as much hours, and sometimes I feel just one me and so many of you, you know, and this is saying too many things coming towards you, so too much friction, too much energy. So you gotta elevate higher like he is on the dragon to be aware that you are the source of power, even if it's just one of you. When you rise up, because the dragon represents power, so when you rise up through your self-empowerment, it does no longer feel this way. It doesn't feel like it's just you against the world and so many things and so many activities and hyper. It just, through that higher liftoff, comes that greater clarity of how to actually confront this. Because this first card about 2 of Swords is talking about not making a decision yet, because there's still this stalemate, like which way, you know. This is kind of like what's happening. But the energies that we're anchoring through the Equinox portal were definitely the cause of the shift, and it's getting further and it's getting deeper. So we have an option here, and I know what I'm going to choose, because no matter how we choose, we need to choose through ourselves. And like the message on the cards today, where I picked the daisy, which is simplify your life. You know, daisy is very simple and pure and white, and that's why I'm wearing flowers in my hair today. I just wanted to, you know, to represent that beautiful simplicity and the beauty that flowers possess and what they show us. So I want to say that in the message, it was written that you cannot, you know, sometimes you want to help so much or give so much because you really have so much to give, but you cannot overwork yourself, you cannot stress yourself, you cannot, you can only do as much. And I've been getting messages from other people as well, because so many were saying, oh, Bruna, you did so much this week. I was getting random comments, you know, through video links or posts. And they were saying, you already did so much and all in 1 week. Oh my gosh. And it's like Spirit is showing me, you did enough. You just wait it out, sit it out, be with yourself. And sometimes we really, when there's shifts of energy happening, when there's something new activating and awakening within us, like I've been saying in my previous video about something deep stirring, like deep within, we gotta take more time, which is space, which is actually not linear. It's like I'm taking this time, which is a string. It's creating more space around you, so you create more flow, more abundance when you actually devote yourself to it. And the message in the card was beautiful, because it said, you know, you actually cannot give from this space, because you need to fill it up, and when from this space you're actually giving out even more. Like I said, we're now working through soul alchemy, which is reverberation. We no longer do through the mental energy, you know. Teachers in the old who talk who speak to people's minds, they're just operating on that level, period. They're not moving forward. But there's Ascension pioneers who are really working with the subtle energy levels, with the higher dimensional energies, with the interdimensional energies. There's a beautiful crystal I recently encountered that I feel it's kind of wanting to come to my field, and it's a apophyllite. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's crystalline, it's white, and it's about the interdimensional connection with the higher realms, connecting with that energy space. It's like if you're constantly busy and doing things and not connecting to the higher realms and sourcing through that guidance for you at this time and for all, then you just stay at that stage. But if you want to move forward, you can move forward. That's all there is. It's not like there's any wrong chance and choice. But the thing is that we need to choose. And I know that I constantly are choosing expansion, and this is what I came here on earth to do. It's like constant expansion, and to show the way of this constant expansion. But I need to do it myself. So if I'm not doing it, who will? For me and for the pioneers who are following the way. So this is my video for you today. Understand creation. It is how it is. Things are unfolding in their own divine perfection, and everything, when you realize, is just perfect as it is, although you don't always understand it from this physical viewpoint. But your higher self does, because it sees it all. So yeah, this is goodbye from me and my beautiful tree, and I'll talk to you soon, whenever, whatever. It's all perfect timing. Bye bye.
Look, guys,
They're watching me meditate. How cute are they? These are my friends. They're very friendly, as you can see. Yeah. Especially this white one. She's so friendly. Super cute. Super cute goat. Aren't you good, goatee? Yeah. She's like swaying her head and like, pet me here. She has a huge tongue as well. So I was meditating here with a view. Yes, with the view of the goats and the mountains. You see, it's a bit of cloudy. I opened my eyes and they were staring at me. These little freaks. Oh yeah. Bless you. So just sharing this view to wrap up this beautiful video. Goodbye for now.